What do you think about Trump's proposal to build a uterine wall? Why should you be able to kill a young baby?
I don't think you should be able to kill a young baby.
Do you think that a preborn baby is a person?
No.
Okay, so at what point is it wrong to kill a baby?
I'm not scientifically educated, but I believe upon, I think, a heartbeat or something of the sort.
What would you say is the dead end limit as far as when should you just not be able to abort a child?
24 weeks. Why 24 weeks?
Prior to that, if you were to remove it from its mother, it would not survive past 2 seconds.
Right. But if you were to just let it grow, it would still grow into something. It's not like terminating a coma patient who would never wake up. If you just let the nature take its course, the baby will live. The baby will survive. Let's say I concede to you that you should be able to abort a child if the mother's life were at risk. What about all other abortions?
In a way, my life is at risk. Maybe I'm not at risk of dying, but maybe I can't go to school anymore, and therefore the rest of my life is at risk for a child that I'm not capable of taking care of, that will not end up in a positive situation in its life. And why is it fair for me to be forced to have that child on me, for one, and then later in that life for that child that, because I didn't want it or somebody didn't want it, it grows up to not have parents that love it or end up somewhere where they're doing drugs or...
So we should be able to kill people that are inconvenient to us.
There is a big difference between you, like let's say I think you're an inconvenience. I can't kill you because you are living, breathing, and have been around for a while, and somebody that if I were to remove it from my body, it is not a being.
But you're not my mother. According to you, only my mother should be able to kill me now or ever or anytime if I'm an inconvenience to her. What do you have to say about that?
No, because you're an adult, you're a human.
Okay.
At a certain point, it is a fetus, which has the potential to become human, but it is not inherently human.
Right. Okay. So what if what if a child is born and then is an inconvenience to their mother? So do you think a mother should be allowed to kill an infant child?
No, but I'm not talking about killing an infant child. At that point, you have made a life decision. You have a child. You have to deal with it. At a certain point when you're pregnant, it is not a child and it is not your obligation to have that child.
So exactly at what point does a fetus become an infant?
I mean, an infant, I think, is over 8 months and a fetus is more than 24 weeks. There's a big difference between a fetus and an infant.
Okay. So you're against late-term abortions?
Unless medically necessary.
Okay. Would you send a woman to jail for having a late-term abortion?
No.
Why not?
Because she had her own reason. It's not illegal. It's not... I mean, in my eyes, it's still not a child. I don't think you should do it because at that point, it's as close to a child without actually being a human. But it's not like... It doesn't have any rights yet. It's not breathing. It doesn't have opinions. It's not a person. Like, it's not illegal.
So at what point would you say that a person gets their rights?
The moment you're born. Once you're actually breathing on your own and a person, you have rights.
Okay. So if I were a mother who was pregnant and I hadn't given birth yet, but my water broke, right? Should I still be able to have an abortion at that point because the baby isn't born yet?
At that point, it's not an abortion anymore. You can't even call it that.
At that, you would call it a late-term abortion, and Hillary Clinton said that it's okay to do that. At what point do you think that a person, or whether it's a fetus or an infant, attains a level of humanity where we could say it is a crime to kill or hurt that person?
From 24 weeks to being born, it's kind of a gray area because it is a fetus because it's still within its mother, but it's not like cells at that point. To me, it's a case-by-case basis. You can't say...
Let's say 8 months. Wouldn't you say that the life of that child really is just a matter of location, inside or outside the belly?
I think at this point, it's just semantics and an argument to try to make me look stupid, I think, is the only goal of this question.
What do you think about Trump's proposal to build a uterine wall?